It's my microwave impression.
To a microwave.
Good morning. Is that better lighting? Yes, but a bit too good. Let's not look at my skin like that. Okay. Good morning. We're going to see Shaun the Sheep Circus today, which I'm very excited about. Probably the last time I'll be able to take my son to stuff like Shaun the Sheep Circus with a 14-year-old come to. I could drag him. I still own him, don't I? I could make him. Anyway, so yes, that's why I'm dressed. And look, slightly like a functioning person. Although my hair's still wet. Can't go out like that. But I'm sat downstairs and I'm dressed, so are you proud? Please write in the comments that you're proud. Thank you. I need to take this. I've been working on my candle holder house thing. So this has got it's still drying, the glaze, which is very subtle. I thought it would be more glossy, but it's very subtle. I think it's probably sunk in a bit to the clay, so maybe I'll do a few coats of it. So I'm going to do the other side of that, and I'm going to finish this side. This one's a different colour because I ran out of the pink, but it doesn't matter, it's going to be on the inside anyway. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. So I'm going to do that and then glaze them, and then maybe do the sides of them, and then maybe by Christmas it'll actually be put together. I'm not sure though. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe you want to watch me do that. Maybe I'll put it on hyperlapse. You can listen to, I don't know, maybe if it doesn't get copyrighted, Moonlight Sonata in the piano. Who knows? Hi. Actually don't have anything to say. Hilarious. Just waiting for my friend. Come over for a bit. And then gonna have my coffee. And then gonna go see some sheep. You jump around. Or men dressed as sheep. Maybe women. I only saw men on the trailer. People dressed as sheep, pretending to be in a circus, are actually circus people dressed as sheep, pretending to be in a circus, but they're actually in a circus because they're circus people. Well, she was chilling just then. Chilling. We walked out. It was a bit... I didn't anticipate how young of an audience it would be. It wasn't even like 8s and 9s, it was toddlers. But we were late. I'm always late. I'm always late to everything because I'm ADHD, but now I have a wheelchair as well. I just forget to anticipate how long it takes to get it in and out of cars, and you know, it's not, you don't just like get out and walk. So but they piss me off as well. I really love that place. I love Aviva Studios, and it just annoyed me because, so obviously I can walk, I can stand and walk, but just not for that long. And then like, even if I could, I couldn't because of the ME. It's too tiring. So the wheelchair makes it accessible for me. The chairs were very low, significantly lower than my chair or my wheelchair. So I was like 4 inches above everyone else, and we were right in the middle, like where the stalls are. We were right in the middle, and there's this tiny little kid that couldn't have been older than 3, really tiny little kid on a seat behind me. So obviously I'm like, I feel really out of place and awkward. So I think, well, I could just put my wheelchair to one side. And you know, you're just kind of telling somebody something, you're not really asking. I went up like nearest to the doors, and I was just like, I'm just gonna put my chair here. And he was like, 1 minute, 1 minute. It took me outside, then asked for his manager to come. We waited 5 minutes for his manager, and then his manager started saying like, I could take it to door D, do you know where that is? Because we could take it there. And I'm like, what, you want to ride in my wheelchair, and then you expect me to come and walk and find it? Like, what the hell? It's so inappropriate to be riding in someone's wheelchair. Like, if you're worrying about, first of all, there's no worrying about it blocking a fire exit, because that wasn't a fire exit. Secondly, like, if it was about the cost and like your liability towards my chair, then you riding in it is not is not the one. Like, that's not resolving anything. And it's just such an ignorant way to think about me and my chair. But just like, even when people, they're not being ableist, it's the structural ableism, it's the way in which the world is not made for people with disabilities, that there would be such a thing as to have so much fear in that they would be breaking some bureaucracy, that they wouldn't just treat me like a human being. Like, I just want to put this chair out of the line's sight of the people in the crowd and then sit down, and that's all I'm asking. If that chair was not on wheels, would they have thought about it? Would they have thought, oh, let me just get my manager? And the manager was like strolling, like there was no urgency, right? So that he'd already pissed me off, and then he starts talking about taking my wheelchair. Like, that was a good idea, but also just like, you want me to go and get it then? Where do you think I use a chair? And I said to him, like, why do you think I'm using a chair? I'm not going to walk around trying to find it, am I? And I said, it's £1,000 chair. You want to risk that? And he's like, and then I said, you know what? Never mind. This is a ridiculous conversation. Let me back in. And he was like, you can just leave it here. And I said, well, that's what I wanted in the first place. But whatever, I didn't trust leaving that out of my line of sight with these people. So I go back in and I just put, like, I just got out of my wheelchair and sat on a seat. But then there's a fucking wheelchair in the way as well. At least it wasn't me as well as the wheelchair in front of this little kid's view. But it was just very, like, I thought there would be more actual circus girls. It was like if you and me were doing circus girls. It was like if, like, primary school children were doing, like, really rudimentary gymnastics. And so, like, it was much more about the visuals, and it was for really little kids, not like just primary kids. That, and I was pushing it with a 13-year-old, but like, you're pushing it with any school-age children. So my son was exhausted, and I was already pissed off with these idiots. And my son was exhausted, so I was just like, let's just leave. And they didn't ask. They just like opened the doors for us. So, cheers. Obviously it wasn't like the production's fault, but certainly the ignorance of the manager annoyed me. I said to him, listen, if you don't know how to deal with people in wheelchairs, maybe Google it. Maybe. Just Google it. I think probably, like, one of the things not to say would be, can I ride in your wheelchair? You fucking idiot. Oh my God. I can't. So, just the other, like being autistic and ADHD and late diagnosed, realising that masking in all its ways is really debilitating for me, for my mental health. And then when you're in a chair, you kind of have to do it even more. There's more small talk, there's more smile politely, grit your teeth through the, microaggressions, like, explain fucking basic stuff to people. And I just can't be bothered. There's a reason, like, Karens are middle-aged women. Like, I'm a fucking middle-aged woman now, and I've got to my limit of people's ignorance and bullshit. And no, I'm not shouting at service workers, but I will shout at you. No, I mean, I didn't shout at him. I will passive-aggressively tell you to Google shit if you piss me off, okay, with your ignorance. I'm not talking about, like, you got my order wrong. I'm talking about, like, the basic, look, I just want to get out of my chair and sit on a chair. And then they started asking me if I've got a chair ticket. There's empty seats. Do you think I'm going to sit on someone's lap? Is that what you think I'm asking for? Oh, anyway, I'm going to wash my face. Botox should have kicked in by now, but I feel like it... Okay, be real, I can't move my forehead, so I guess it kicked in. I guess I'm just old now and I look old. So I feel like that's still there. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely kicked in. I'm just old. And I hate all you youth. I hate you all, you fucking idiots. Read a book? No. Just watch some TikToks on how to not be fucking weird with disabled people when you're in charge of making things accessible for them as your job. I'm not expecting the whole world to understand like basic politeness with people that you can all stare. Kids staring at me, I'll just smile at you. Listen, if it comes to touching my wheelchair, touching me, praying over me and my child, or when it's your actual job to make things accessible and you can't even understand that I want to park my wheelchair and not be inside of it, but be like a foot away from it. And that needs a check from your manager. And that manager then wants to do something. Just give me a fucking strength. I've got the mask me from masking, but we're not going out again. Me and my son have decided to be Christmas goblins now until after Christmas. I just went to the shop and I got some bits we needed bin bags, which I was supposed to get yesterday, and I didn't. That's the one thing I wanted to get. Sweeteners for me coffee, and I got oil for roast potatoes. And it cut me off. I don't think I've got much room in my phone. I'm gonna have to upload some vlogs and empty it, because obviously everything I have to say is really important. So yeah, I'm gonna get into my jamsies, and then I'm gonna just play Woody Woodcraft and probably eat things I shouldn't. Oh, and I got whipped cream for mince pies, like vegan whipped cream. I love the future. When I first became vegan, we had to go to a separate town to get the bus for 30 minutes to go to a health food shop, and that one health food shop had like 3 variations of different like style tofu that very much tasted like tofu, and they had soya milk, and that was it. And now you can get squirty cream from the supermarket that's vegan to put on your vegan mince pie. Fucking ridiculous. No wonder I got so fat, you know what I'm saying? Okay, love you.